Fred and Sheila McCoy, Hatfield McCoy Museum and Adventures. FredMcCoy.com. Sheila's behind the camera.
Hi guys, hope you're having a great evening.
We a lot of our videos anymore seems like we doing some of them. It may seem like we're doing them over. We're not really. We're maybe covering the same topic, but it's been asked in a different manner, or there's something that's came up new. Somebody sent us a text a while ago to watch a video, and we went and watched it. And guys, we don't, or I don't mean to be a troll. I'm not trying to be. I was referred to as a troll.
We're not trolls.
No, we're not trolls. We love history, and if you consider us a troll because we correct something that you've said that is incorrect, then we're sorry. I guess we are trolls, if that's what a troll is. We're not trying to be mean. We're not trying. Somewhere along the way, we've got on crossed the wrong path with another video guy, and with Jack Hatfield, the operator of the Hatfield Museum there at Sarah Ann. Wish nothing but the best for Jack. We don't even open our museum, so it's good that people in that area has got a place to go, but we can't make up this history as we go. We can't make it up. The history of the Hatfield McCoy feud has been changed and rewrote so many times, mainly by Devilance Hatfield and the West Virginia Hatfields, or the Devilance Hatfield fan club that made him a legend, and they refused to accept that he wasn't. He's been spoken into history, his legacy. And I was referred to as a troll on there because I had made a correction on something. And even while I'm watching the video on that, I see other corrections that's come up. And one of them was, while they were on this video, Jack Hatfield said that Henry D. Hatfield, who became the 14th governor of Kentucky, West Virginia. 14th governor of West Virginia. And Sheila and I have always said that's a person that needs to be honored. Right. There's a real hero for West Virginia and Logan County. We've done a story on his mausoleum, where he's buried at. We look up to him. We look up to even Coleman C. Hatfield. We don't agree with everything Coleman C. and some of his co-writers have written in his book, or the pictures they've posted, or some of that stuff is incorrect. And it could very well be corrected if they wanted to correct it nowadays, now that they know the truth. But it seems like people, they don't want to do that. They just rather, we've rewrote our book 5 times to make sure that we're as accurate as we can be. We tell people in every video if we're wrong, or we've stated something wrong, or showed something wrong, and we want to be historians. We want to put the truth out. Sometimes we don't know the truth. We wasn't there no more than other people were, so it's hard. And we try to say that when we don't. But if somebody's got a correction for us, all they got to do is let us know. And this video here is going to be about a correction, but nobody let us know. Nobody said nothing to us about correcting something, because the story is we're not incorrect on it. But they would rather word it in a different manner and act like we were just attacking. We're not attacking. We're attacking the story, or the history, or the statement that was made.
We're correcting.
We're correcting it. So if you get mad at us for that, we're sorry. But all you've got to do is do better research and better presentations. There's more to being a YouTuber than making YouTube videos. This YouTube crap is not a job. It's not this is a way for Fred and Sheila to correct some of the stories that's been told incorrectly over the years. This is our outlet. And if you want to view them and research them and either agree with us or disagree with us, that's your prerogative. We're not selling you something. We're telling you our story. We're trying to show you evidence that goes with it to support our claim.
Yeah,
but you don't have to buy it. Anyway, at the beginning of this video, this gentleman said that Henry D. Hatfield was the Hatfield doctor during the feud. Henry D. Hatfield, who became the 14th governor of West Virginia, he says was the doctor during the feud. Jack Hatfield said this on a video with Leo on Hillbilly Files. There's no need in beating around the bush. They do their little things back and forth, throwing stones, and I try not to. I brag on some of their videos because some of them's good, the ones they research, and then other ones, they must just be short on time and throw it together and think nobody's going to pick up on it. And then when I pick up on it and I say something, they take offense to it. But Jack Hatfield said that Henry D. Hatfield was the Hatfield family doctor during the feud. Feud lasted started, 1863 was the hard feelings. When Devil Anse deserted, that caused the hard feelings between Randall and Devil Anse. 1865, they killed Asa Harmon. And it goes on from there as far as the bitterness and what most people refer to the feud years as 1863 to 1890, February the 17th, when they killed Cotton Top. 17th or 18th, babe. I'm getting old. You may have to research that for me.
If it's incorrect, I'll put it on the bottom of the screen.
It's either the 17th or 18th. They hung Cotton Top. 1890, and that was the end of the feud. That was it. Now, some people says that, well, what really started the feud was the killing of Ellis and Hatfield and the three McCoy boys, 1882. Very possible. That's where it went to. That's where it really escalated. It really escalated. But 1863, when Devil Anse deserted, was when the hard feelings started, because Randall McCoy and my great-great-grandfather, Uriah McCoy, was taken prisoner of war. The rest of the men in the unit was killed. So naturally that would cause hard feelings. So 1863 to 1890 is what's considered the feud years by most historians, most relevant or correct or truthful historians. Now, he says that Henry D. Hatfield was the family doctor for the Hatfields during the Hatfield-McCoy feud. Henry D. Hatfield was born September the 15th, 1875. 1875. That means he wasn't even born in 63. He wasn't born for 12 years later. 1863 is the feud, hard-feeling years. Henry Hatfield wasn't born until 1875. Henry Hatfield was 15 years old in February of 1890 when the feud ended. 15 years old. Now, this fellow says that Henry D. Hatfield was the doctor for the Hatfields during the feud years. It's on a video. I won't elaborate, but that's the things that we correct. See, Henry D. Hatfield was not the doctor for the Hatfields during the feud years. He was 15 years old the last year of the feud. He was only 15 then at the end of the feud. Okay. The Leo comes on there. You know, Leo made several videos. That's when Sheila and I finally started making videos, because we was watching, and one day Leo says Devil Anse had $4 million when he died, and one day he had $5 million, one day he got up to $7 million. One video he says Devil Anse had $7 million. Sheila and I say, where's it at? $7 million, where's it at? Where's the wheels? Where's the bank statements? Where is this money at? See, Devil Anse didn't have $1 million, $2 million, $5 million, $7 million. He didn't have that kind of money. But if you'll listen to Leo making his video, he's telling you this with no proof, nothing to substantiate it except to watch the videos beforehand, and it goes from $4 million to $5 million to $7 million until we called his hand on it and said, can you show us a will? Can you show us where he left each one of his kids $1 million, $500,000, or $50,000? Can you? Is there anything? Nothing like that exists. Devil Anse Hatfield was considered well off during that time. He was an old man. He had worked, but he was well off. But he was by no means a millionaire. You know, if you look back at the cabin that Devil Anse lived in when he first moved to Island Creek, or the cabin that he moved out of when he ran from Mate Creek, It was nothing to brag about. He didn't make his money till years later from stealing timber off of other people and cutting their timber and selling it. But I've made videos on that. I won't elaborate. But a while ago, I noticed where Leo, he was talking about Devil Ants. Him and Jack was inside their little business there. And Leo says, Devil Ants was well off. He was a well-off man. I agree with Leo. Good comment. See, that's not 1 million or 5 million or 7 million. He's not distinguishing or putting it out there that he had this or that, because he didn't have. But he was well off compared to some. To some, he would have been a poor man, because there was a lot of richer people there than Devil Ants Hatfield. But he was well off. So when Sheila and I see statements like that, we like that, because these people are not getting this $5 million or $7 million image in their head that this man had, because that was spoken in the history in Leo's first videos. And now he just says Devil Ants was well off. I think Devil Ants, or Sheila and I do that. Devil Ants was probably well off in his latter years. I'm going to get to the part of this video here in a second.
Okay.
You know, I'm going to show you some statements and here in a minute, and let's just don't go there. Let's just don't. Sheila's already making eyes at me. You know, one thing that, skipping on by, they're showing a big poster there that they've got, and Jack Hatfield's pointing out Cap Hatfield's eye. He points out the discrepancy, the injury, as he calls it, to Cap Hatfield's eye. And I commend him for that. Because a lot of people throughout the years, they say, oh, Cap got his name from Little Captain. No, Little Captain was Little Captain Shepherd Hatfield. Captain Shepherd Hatfield. One of Cap's sons, the one that starved to death. But sometimes the old people, they'll refer to Cap as Little Captain, or that's how he got his name. Cap got his name from having that cap over his eye. And if you'll go back and look at some of the pictures good, you'll see that. You'll see the cap over his eye, an eye injury from either a percussion or a blasting cap had blown up in his eye. So commend Jack for covering that. Now Jack says there one time that he's talking about the bridge, and this could be a mistake. You know, sometimes I make a mistake. Sometimes I'll say something, Sheila corrects me. My mind works faster than my brain, or my mouth works faster than my brain. So Sheila says give him the benefit of the doubt. He may have just misspoke. He doesn't have Sheila there like I do to help correct. But for anybody that heard it there, they were talking about the Jack Hatfield Bridge. The bridge they just had memorialized for Jack Hatfield.
Right.
And he says Jack Hatfield was Cap Hatfield's grandson. And see, that's not correct. Tennis Hatfield was the father to Jack Hatfield and the father to Henry Hatfield. Not Henry D. Hatfield, but Henry Hatfield. Henry and Jean Hatfield owned a little small Hatfield museum years after Mom had opened hers at Blackberry Supermarket. They opened one, just a Hatfield museum over there at Sarah Ann. But Jack says that Jack Hatfield was the son of Cap Hatfield. That's not true. Jack Hatfield, that was from there at, Jack Hatfield was Stephen Hatfield's father, Handsome Jack.
Handsome Jack.
Stephen's father was known as Handsome Jack Hatfield. And Handsome Jack's dad was Tennis Hatfield, and then his brother was Henry Hatfield. Now, there was some more children supposedly of Tennis Hatfields, and that's where we've asked for DNAs over the years to see, because Tennis was supposed to have a lot of illegitimate children, just as well as Wall Hatfield. Wall Hatfield had 5 wives and 32 children, he told the judge. So Tennis Hatfield had the same reputation. So there's some children that's in the history there's been questions about over the years as to who was the father, definitely who was the mother. And but we know that Jack Hatfield and Henry Hatfield was the sons of Tennis Hatfield. Now, Sheila's going to play a video.
Okay.
here in a minute. It's just going to be a clip. Because on this last video that Jack and Leo made, they say that they had a Tro. He was showing a shotgun again, and he says, we had a Tro that made a video trying to say that this wasn't
Discredit
this gun and so forth, and he says Devil Anse had more than one gun. Well, I agree. Devil Anse had more than one gun. I don't say that he didn't have more than one gun. Go back and watch our video, then watch his, and then watch this one today. But Sheila's going to show you a clip here of how that all came about, and you guys be the judge. First of all, I say and still say Devil Anse didn't have a sawed-off shotgun. There's no righteous hillbilly, hunter, survivor, Appalachian man that would take a perfectly good 1897 shotgun and saw the barrel off. He said, well, he used it in his scabbard on his horse. No, he carried the scabbard that he carried, or whenever he carried a gun on his horse, he carried his 44-45 or whatever it was that Devil Anse carried there. So you don't see Devil Anse carrying a sawed-off shotgun. No. You see him carrying a rifle, his Winchester rifle. Now, if I'm incorrect, and it just shows me something there, I want to show it. See how my mind, but that if I'm incorrect,
it's okay.
Please correct me, but I'll tell you how you can do it better than anything, Leo and Jack, since I'm a Tro.
Yeah.
Show me a picture. Show me a picture of Devil Anse holding that sawed-off shotgun, or any sawed-off shotgun. See, didn't happen. Now, let me explain what they said. Sheila's going to show you a video clip where during this video that I'm correcting, this gentleman, Josh Garnes, real nice fella from Huntington, West Virginia, had come there and Leo was showing him around. And they're looking at a shotgun, a sawed-off shotgun in a case, and this picture is right there above that sawed-off shotgun. And Sheila will show it, but it says, Josh Garnes says, is this the gun that he's holding? Yeah. Jack says. Josh Garnes says, the exact gun? Yes, that's it.
And a few other things I can't talk about, but she pulled it out, and I said, "What?
That's not the one in the picture, is it? Is it the exact one in the picture?
Okay. Yeah. He sawed it off. Our theory is he sawed it off to conceal it on Fred.
The saddle gun.
Because if you look at the handle here, it's beaten kind of where it would hit the hide of the horse.
And that's what I call hogwash. That's what I call bullcrap, or that's what I call a lie. A lie. When you tell something that's not the truth, it's a lie. Now, we've showed this before on a different video, but we're going to show it again for those of you that don't understand. Now, 1897 shotgun was a famous shotgun. There was over 3 million of them made back in the day. 1897. They did make a trench gun. They did make a sawed-off shotgun for World War I and II. Doesn't mean Devil Anse took a perfectly good 1897. That was World War I and II. That was after the Feud. Devil Anse wouldn't have taken a perfectly good 1897 squirrel hunting, rabbit hunting, bear hunting gun, self-defense shotgun, and sawed it off. But that's not what my point is. My point is, and we have showed it before, see this little bitty nipple right there. I wish this case was unlocked.
I'll put an arrow.
That little bitty nipple right there. That little 1-inch nipple right there. Now that is the gun that Devil Anse is holding right there, and she'll put a video on there. If you'll look at this little bridge coming down right through there, that little bridge, and then you got the little extension there.
Okay.
There's the bridge and there's the extension.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, you can see that.
is the 1897. I'm not saying this specific gun, guys. We got this gun and all this warrant. A lot of the things that we got, Sheila and I did from West Virginia, Hatfield. So that's that gun. I want to walk you down here now to the one Jack says he's got is 1911. This one here is 1906. This is the version where there is no extension. Now Jack tries to act like that we're talking about the gun sawed off. Oh, they sawed the gun off. That could happen. Oh yeah, it could happen. But you don't just grow a nipple, an extended tube there. There's the bracket, and there's no tube, the little 1-inch tube.
It's a used gun once you shoot it.
I know. I've never shot Devil Ance's gun either.
Yeah.
This one, Judy, so this gun, he had, of course, you know, our troll had to try to discredit it and do a video discrediting it. He didn't have just one 1850, just one, I was thinking of the Navy Steel pistol. He didn't have just one 1897 gun. This was known, this and the Henry 44 was known to be his favorite guns.
Right.
Because of their accuracy. So this is one of his many guns. The man didn't have just one gun.
Right.
And it's even in magazines, several magazines. There's that 1950s Guns magazine is one of them. That have articles about him owning this gun for its accuracy, and that's actually how it became known as the trench gun.
Tube. If you'll study the gun, if you'll look at the gun real good, you'll see, and if Sheila uses her arrows, you'll see what I'm talking about. Now, they can get on there and call me a troll if they want. Call me a troll. I'm not a liar. I'm not a liar. I'm showing you the difference in that gun and this gun here. And that gun down there, sawed off or not,
Okay.
is not the gun Devil Ance Hatfield is holding. It's not the same model gun that was produced later on. It's two different models of gun, 1897s. And if you'll research them, you'll see the year that the nipple come out. And that's what I'm getting to, because they wanted to make a big deal and they wanted to act like to their viewers, and that's fine, because they got, Lord, half, we don't get nowhere near the views, and I don't know why they want to waste their time. All they got to do for us is tell the truth, do good history, or do other things. See, I don't even watch these other videos, and that's why I don't watch their other videos, because I've seen so much fabricated stories on the Hatfields and McCoys that Sheila and I and other people know are not correct. Why would I want to watch these other stories and not know if they're correct or not? Because I don't know the history of that topic. They could say anything, and I take it as the truth, because they're doing a story on it, and I believe it. Now that I've seen how people does their stories and how they say anything, from $7 million to Cap Hatfield wasn't allowed to be buried up on Devil Ance's grave, to all these things that has been misproven with evidence throughout the years. Devil's Backbone killed 100 soldiers up there. I'm not going to drag it out. Just sometimes you have to read between the lines, or think about it. You know, I seen on there where Jack's showing something, and he said he didn't remember where another gun come from or whatever, and then he says, but we've got it notarized, we got a paper notarized. Well, I seen this guy. Here. Did it go off on you?
No, it's the sensors.
I seen this guy on, and we've done a story on it. That's that rifle that was on Pawn Stars that the gentleman showed up trying to sell Rick the Pawn Stars. And if you'll run this VIN number, you'll see it wasn't even, the gun wasn't even around then. It wasn't even processed till years later. And the gentleman tells him, says, well, he's got the Provenance on it. He's got a notarized paper. Guys, you know what a notarized paper is? A notary notarizes your signature. They're notarizing who you are, that you did in fact sign that. A notarization doesn't prove that you're telling the truth. We've got all kinds of notarized papers in here, from Devil Ance's bed to one of the guns that shot Jim Vance. We've got all kinds of notarized papers. Now, as much as we'd like to believe that proves the case, we've got other stuff that goes along with it that proves that it's what it is. Mm-hmm. But when somebody just tells you, I've got something and it's notarized, I don't tell you nothing except that person that signed that paper is who they say they are. Fred McCoy. Fred McCoy. I'm saying that I've got a whole head full of hair. I just notarized that. A notary. I've got on a paper, wrote down. Fred McCoy's got a whole head full of hair, and I signed it, and this notary signed it and stamped it, and then you see this. And you think, whoa, what the hey? All they notarized is my signature. They didn't notarize whether I was telling the truth. They have no way of knowing whether I tell the truth or not about different things. So just because somebody tells you something's notarized, and that's what we've got going on. I'm not going to drag this video out. It was just seemed like it was Attack Fred Day. And listen, I was a police officer for 40 years. I can take it. I don't mind being attacked, but don't get mad neither when I come back, if I can prove you wrong. Now, if you're right, then you'd never see a video like this, because why would I correct it? If I'm wrong, why didn't Leo or Jack text me, call me, email me and say, hey, you're wrong on this. This gun is what it is. No, they didn't do that because they know that we were correct in our video that we did. And I forget how he worded it. You can watch the video today. Today's July the 14th, something like that. And you can watch that video and you'll see what he says in there about tried to
Discredit.
discredit.
He said we tried to discredit him.
Tried to discredit the gun. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm trying it again. I think I'm succeeding. Anybody that will look at the research, that will look at the two guns that you've got in your case there, with the sawed-off shotgun that Devil Lance has never had a picture with, never owned. But, you know, again, there's all kinds of things coming up nowadays. There's more, they found more. Okay, she's shaking her head at me. I won't. Okay, guys, she cut me off back there and I didn't know it. Like I said, Sheila likes to stay on point and just do the corrections, and I didn't get personal, they got personal, but it's all right. Yeah. Last thing I want to show here is when they're walking through there, they show Altina Waller's book, and they show this book here in their display case. Mm-hmm. And guys, this is where people get their history confused. People that's never studied the feud, they just move in from Florida or somewhere else and they retire and they say, hey, I think I'll start telling the Hatfield McCoy history. Well, that's what confuses it even more, because if they get the wrong books, if they get the wrong material, if they do the wrong research, then they disseminate the wrong information. And that's what you can tell by the books that Jack's got there. He's reading the wrong history. He's reading Altina Waller, wanting to sell books. This book right here, let me just show you a couple of things in this book right here.
Okay.
This is a book mostly of photographs. Page 18, Floyd Hatfield, 1878. Randall McCoy accused Floyd Hatfield of stealing a pig. Guys, that's Floyd Hatfield. That's Constable Floyd.
Yep.
That's not hog stealing Floyd. That's not hog stealing Floyd. That's not the man that was charged with stealing the pig from Randall McCoy. He was the constable. That's my great uncle. That's Preacher Anderson Hatfield from Kentucky. That's Preacher Ance's brother. Constable Floyd Hatfield, honorable Kentucky Hatfield. But not all through the years, it was Coleman C. Hatfield, I think, that first put his picture in a book. And ever since he's put it in a book, everybody has followed suit that has wrote a book. And they said, hog stealing Floyd. It's incorrect. Hog trial, 1873. Randolph McCoy accused Floyd Hatfield of stealing his hog. 1873. No. How about 1878? 1878. And then it just shows pictures going through there. There's the picture we was discussing earlier about the wrong gun that Jack's proposing to have. You know, this one here says, several members of the Hatfield clan posed front of what is believed to be an outbuilding of the Hatfield family at Sarah Ann. Guys, that's not an outbuilding. You didn't have people back in that day build an outbuilding like that. They didn't have lawnmowers and all the things that they got, their big zero turns. That was the house. That was the Devil Ant's house that he moved into at Island Creek. Not the big 2-story thing that they showed there later on in life that Tennis burnt down years later. So the stories that you get, just because you see something in a book, doesn't mean or doesn't make it true. I'm turning through the pages. Look at this. And we've done a video on this.
Yeah.
The 3 McCoys, Tolbert, Bud, and Palmer McCoy. Guys, that's not the 3 McCoys, but there's not a Hatfield McCoy book that's written that doesn't have that picture in it. Unless they've got some credit to them, unless they've got, and they know better, or they don't want to try to dazzle you with bullcrap. That is Frank and Tom McClary and Billy Clinton. That's the OK Corral, 1881, 1 year before the 1882 killings of Tolbert, Palmer, and Randall Jr. That's not the correct picture. That picture is actually in Tombstone, Arizona, in the OK Corral Museum, hanging on their wall. That's where somebody got it from and said, hey, let's claim that's the 3 McCoy boys. I'm not going to go through every picture. There was just 1 or 2 more that stood out. And I'm just trying to show how Sheila and I, and over the years, how people have said things, or they speak it into history and they tell you something, or you look at a book like this and you think, oh, that's pretty neat. This is this is that. No, here's you a picture. This picture here has been photoshopped. That picture there has been flipped. Put that picture on Microsoft, take your arrow over here and flip it back over, and that will give you the correct picture. Devil Anse is actually on the high end of that tombstone. Levasi's on the low end. The bad thing is, Sheila, show it. If you're looking at the cemetery, right here is Devil Anse's monument up the hill.
Right.
It don't go uphill. If you've ever walked up that mountain, you know that mountain goes downward.
Yeah.
So that's an incorrect picture. And of course, Devil Anse's monument that was there when he was buried. You know, that's one of our things that we've asked for over years is one picture showing Devil Anse's grave like they did Jauncey's. Jauncey, he was buried 14 months later, and he's got a picture there of his grave with no monument on it. Not one picture out there of Devil Anse's funeral or his grave with ever no monument on it. As many pictures as taken of Devil Anse and Devil Anse's graveyard through the years, that proves that Devil Anse put that monument there before he was ever buried. Just like Joe D. Hatfield said, he watched his dad pull it up on. There it is. That's in Time Life magazine. That's Joe Hatfield, one-time sheriff of Logan County, and said he watched his dad pull the monument up on the hill with 2 mules. And said, this looks like a good dry place for a grave. Exactly. Here's Devil Anse's monument.
And they were standing here.
What is it?
They were standing here.
Yeah, there you go. Here's what that looks like now. Now, where's this tree? Can you see this hill? This hill's going down. This hill's not going up, but if you'll flip that picture around, you'll see that this tree would have been up in here somewhere. Anyway, guys, drug this video out long enough. Sheila probably have a smiley face. I don't know if I said this would be a short video at the beginning or not. Fellas, we enjoy telling history. I'm sorry if over the years I've come across as a butthole. I'm sorry if I've come across as in the wrong manner. I'm not the best presenter. I've said that from the day one that we started our videos, and she's got almost 500 now probably. And I've always said that. I'm not the best presenter. I wish there was somebody else to go over and tell you. But
You're just passionate
even though I'm
about
not the best presenter, I do know the history.
You sure do.
I was a police officer for 40 years, and I know how to investigate. And we know how to find stuff. We know how to research. We know how to, and I'm not afraid to correct people when they're wrong. Now, with that said, there's times that Sheila's corrected me when I'll say the wrong name or I do something, and that's fine. We don't mind being corrected. We want people to know the truth about the Hatfield and McCoy feud, about artifacts, about different things. There's more to it than just coming up and... So if I've come across the wrong way...
You're good.
With in our videos, I'm sorry. Please don't look at the presenter. Don't look at the presenter. Look at what I'm saying. Look at the evidence that I give you on Devil Answers records, on things that we prove through documents from 150 years ago that can't be changed.
Exactly.
They can be changed, but those there aren't. Those there are original.
Yeah.
And that's what we like to do. I don't mean to be a troll.
Well, people tell you, and then we go look.
It's not that we're trolling these people. We troll anywhere that people sends us a text or an email or a phone call, and they say, look at this, look at... We correct a lot of people. And you're going to see, we're going to make some more videos here in a minute. You'll see more corrections. And that's what we do. Unless we correct this stuff, it's never going to change. Nobody's ever going to know the other side, because the very few people that know it or researched it, something like, they're not going to speak up. Most people don't want to be known as a troll. Most people don't want to be known as a troublemaker. Most people don't want to be known as, what do you want to do, start the feud over again? No, but we do want to correct history out. If you want to call this man a hero on a stolen horse, fine. If you want to call this man 6'4" or 6 foot, if you want to call him 6 foot, then that's fine, because his brother Ellison must have been 7 foot. But yet Ellison's Civil War records says he was 5'10". Devil Answers Civil War records says he was 5'6". You know, I don't know how to present things any differently than I do. I'm passionate, like Sheila says, when I get on something.
Okay.
I try to prove my point, and maybe my voice or my personality comes off the wrong way. Don't pay no attention to me. Look at what I'm saying. Catch me in a lie and correct me. Correct us. Show us that we made a mistake.
Sure.
And we'll correct it with an apology, with a thank you, because we want the correct history out there, not a legend.
Right.
Not this legend that Devil Ants created. Not... Guys, thanks. Sheila will do the closing. Guys, as Sheila was editing this video, she had put the old video where
Mr. Garnes?
Josh Garnes had asked about, is that the gun? And Jack said, yes, that's the same gun. That's it, that Devil Ants is holding. Look at the pictures. The gun that he's showing at that point is on two little plexiglass see-through holders. The gun, Sheila will post pictures at the end. Plexiglass see-through holders. That's when I noticed that the gun was not the same gun that Devil Ants is holding. Now he's saying it is, but it's not. It's two different models of gun. Now you talk about deception, and that's all you can call it. I hate the insult, and I know Sheila don't like it, but I mean, what else could it be? When you look at the new video that they post, if you look where the gun's at, they've got black holders for the gun. And right where that bridge is, where the nipple, the 1-inch tube extension, they've got it up against a black block. You can't see that. looking in there at it, you can't see that that little tube is not on that gun. You can't see that that's not the gun that Devil Anse is holding. Now, why, other than to deceive, why would you change the plexiglass to solid and put the end of the barrel up in there to where a person can't see that that's not the same gun? And that's my point. I mean, people can point these fingers all day long, but when it comes down to showing you proof, and you see that, whether you agree with Fred McCoy or not, you'll have to agree with the evidence. I'm saddened by it because I see things, you know, every time I correct something, again, we didn't even pick up on that earlier. She was making the video, editing it. I tell her what to do. Put this here, I want this on there, so they can see the first video, and then put this second video on. And then when I'm looking at it, I see these two different holders. The barrel of the gun has now been hidden. The tubing on the gun has been hidden. Now, why? Why would Mr. Hatfield do that? You know, in this story in here, he says, and Sheila put a sentence there. She invoked some text. But he says, down here in this 1950s gun magazine, it talks where Devil Anse is talking about this gun. He's telling about this shotgun. That's what he says. But he doesn't reach down there and bring that gun magazine up there that he says is down there. He doesn't show you that, or he doesn't show you where the magazine says Devil Anse is holding that gun or showing that gun or talking about that sawed-off shotgun. Why? You know, we done a video, look back through the videos of William Keith Hatfield. William Keith says that 1911, Life magazine done a story on Devil Anse, on how rich he was and all these different things. We offered $1,000 or whatever it was, a big reward for a 1911. Where's it at? See, it's so easy to speak this stuff at you guys. And most people's good-natured, believable people, and you want to believe people. But you can't believe everything that people tells you about this Hatfield-McCoy feud, especially about Devil Anse Hatfield and his life. You know, some of these people, Leo gets mad and calls me a troll because I questioned some of their videos. But they showed a video one time of two other people describing as Uriah and Aunt Betty McCoy. They were on another tombstone down below Uriah and Aunt Betty. They got their pictures on there, Pet and I forget the other one. That's why I question things. And then they want to question me or my motive for questioning them. That's my great-great-grandparents. What if I put a picture of somebody else on there as their family? She will do the closing.
Hope you're having a great evening. Please like, subscribe, and share. And we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.